Good morning and welcome to this morning's Business Skills Management Training Program. My name is Pastor Paul Nwolisa. And this morning, I'll be taking us through the understanding of basic business pricing strategies. Many of us in business keep asking the question, how do I know what to charge? How do I know what to charge for my product? Can we go together as I share my screen with you? Understanding basic business pricing strategy. What is business strategy in pricing got to do with our business in D-Sap? Just like I said, we are here to learn how to produce a product or a service. And then we are supposed to exchange them for value of money with our customers. The question there is, how do you determine the price? How are you sure you're not overcharging or undercharging? How are you sure you're making profit from the pricing that you are, or strategy that you're practicing? In overview, we describe a pricing strategy as a model or a method used to establish the best price for a product or service. It helps you choose prices to maximize profits and shareholders' value while considering consumer and market demand. You will recall while we were treating under marketing, while we were treating the 4 P's, that is second of those 4 P's is price. And we said that the price then to the seller is the amount of money he is willing to pay with his goods in exchange for what the consumer will buy, will offer. And to the consumer, it is his cost of that product. So how do you arrive at a price that the customers will also be willing to pay without much contention? So that is the need for us to have business strategy, business plan. I've told us the word strategy should not confuse us. It's simply planning. It's futuristic planning. So how do we go about this? There are various types of pricing strategies. So this morning, we shall be reviewing some of those strategies. The first one is called premium pricing. What is premium pricing strategy? It's also called image pricing or prestige pricing. It is the practice of keeping the price of one of the product or service or artificially high in order to encourage favorable perception among buyers based solely on the price. Premium pricing strategy, it's only applicable in the market where prestige, in the market where image matters. Okay, we'll also recall that we said there are 2 major markets. It's either a niche market, which is market for the upper bracket, the market known to be for the rich and not so poor, and then the mass market. The mass market is a market for every other person. who is not in the first category of the market. And sometimes people exist in those two markets. So market for the rich is usually called premium. There are not too many people there, but the sellers sell at higher price. They sell at premium. Simply put, a loaf of bread you sell for 300 naira in Agege in the mainland of Lagos, the same size of bread with a little change in packaging, you could sell for 500 naira on the island, Victoria Island, or at Lekki or Ikoyi. Why would that be? Why would you fix that price higher in one segment of the market and lower in the other side? Because perception is everything. The higher people believe that the higher the price, the likelihood is a higher value attached to it. But you and I know it's not always like that, but it's a perception that people continue to pay for. So premium pricing is it's usually, ideal for goods that already have competitive advantage, goods that is very, very essential, good that people almost cannot do without. Okay, and sometimes people use premium pricing when the good is also in its introductory part. You are going to come across several other strategies that people, producers or sellers, use for goods in their early stage of life. One of the best well-known premium pricing strategies practiced by Apple. Apple is one of the companies that is so known for it. They believe that the people believe that their products are premium, they are high in value, they are first class. Understand, this premium pricing is also called the buyer's market. It is not, competition has nothing to do with it. It is the perception of the buyers. So it's important, you must understand the perception of the buyers for you to practice a premium strategy, premium pricing strategy. The second strategy is pricing for market penetration. This strategy is a pricing strategy that or a pricing strategy in which a price of a product is initially set low to rapidly reach a wide fraction of the market and then initiate word of mouth publicity. See, people believe that one of the high costs of goods are sometimes attributed to the cost of publicity. Sometime in this market, where you want to apply this strategy, you can cut down on your cost of publicity, because once the price is slightly lower than what is ordinarily charged in the market, people will rush to your goods, and the people will be telling other people, those that bought will be telling other people, don't buy this product here, go to this place, don't buy this brand, go for this brand. In fact, it's higher quality at a lower price. You bring down your cost of advertisement. It's like giving back that cost of advertisement to the consumers who are doing it. So penetration pricing offers the lower price in order to draw a higher demand from the consumers. It takes advantage of drawing some consumers off competition. Mind you, it is just a slight drop in their price. It could be like 500 naira or even 50 naira or 100 naira, depending on the kind of market you are operating in. The second strategy is called, the third strategy now is called cost plus strategy. That one is traditionally simple. Like we said, for you to make profit in business, your selling price must be higher than your cost price. So what is cost plus pricing? It's a strategy in which the selling price is determined by adding a specific markup or a margin to a product unit cost. Okay? It is more traditional and straightforward pricing strategy. compared to other ones. You say that the cost of producing this burger, or you call it a sandwich, okay, is 100 naira. And you have decided by your strategy that your margin will be 50% of the cost. Cost is 100. So 50% of 100 is 50 naira. So now your selling price will be 150 naira. That is pretty simple and straightforward, isn't it? All right. The fourth pricing strategy for us to discuss this morning is called economy pricing. Economy pricing strategy, it's where you price goods low and gain revenue based on the number of customers who are price sensitive. Mind you, again, this strategy works better in the lower market, in the mass market. If you cannot sell cheap in a niche market and gain attention. No, in fact, you will lose attention because the perception will be that your product is of a lower quality. So, economy pricing talks about you being cheap by policy. Your products are cheapest in the market. Your product, no product can be sold, the same product cannot be sold cheaper elsewhere, because that is your strategy. You know, in the US, Walmart is a clear example. In Nigeria, for instance, ShopRite to an extent, and PEP are the other ones where you are sure to get lower prices of the same product, the same quality, irrespective of the location. Irrespective of the location. Please note that this is slightly different. This is hugely different from the penetration strategy we talked about, whereby you reduce your price a bit. Your reduction in price does not make you cheap. You are not cheap, even though you have reduced your price. But here, your strategy is to be cheap. So you can, this one it's usually used more in the mass market. I mean, you can decide that your bread that others sell for 100 naira, the same size, and even the same quality or even better quality, you would choose to sell yours for 80 naira. You just choose that your bread will not be more than 80 naira, or it will not be more than 50 naira. You will go and do those smaller ones that people can buy. All right? People find it cheap. Every other person will buy it. But please, there's a note of warning. This kind of strategy works well for those with volume. It's a volume business. It's a volume business. So usually, small businesses don't apply this. Why? This is a business of turnover. Your strategy on cheap pricing is to gain turnover, massive sales, because you believe that your profit will come from turnover. All right. So the fifth strategy is called price skimming. What is price skimming? It involves setting a product price high during the introductory phase of a product. The company then lowers the price gradually as competitor goods appear in the market. See, usually, like I said, also, this is one of those strategies you can use, you can apply when you are bringing a product that is entirely new into the market. This pricing strategy is designed to help businesses maximize sales on new products and services. It gives you the power of advantage as a first mover. It gives you first mover advantage. So you deliberately fix the price high. So you may deliberately choose to have a premium price, except that it's a temporary price. It's not like the real premium price in the niche market, because if it's premium, it don't come down. But the price is skimming because it is just for a while. You set it there. People will buy the new product. Have you seen new phones? iPhone this, that, once it comes in new, the prices are very high. Then you will observe after some few months, the prices will come down. You think they came down because they love the market? No, they came down because they are aware now that Samsung must have come out with almost an equal pricing, a product at a better pricing. Okay, so they will begin to come down until they catch up with the general market pricing strategy. It is called skimming. Prices are set high, and then prices are brought down gradually until it gets to where they consider the market can handle it. The sixth pricing strategy we'll consider today is called predatory pricing, just like a predator. We see a tiger chasing after an antelope. What is it? The tiger is going for a kill. So this pricing strategy, it is one where the pricing of goods or services are done at such a low level that other firms cannot compete and or are forced to leave the market. It is either you get out or you are chewed alive. So it is a war type of pricing. It is usually when competition go into price wars, is predatory pricing they go into. Some time ago, we had as a particular businessman whose name I will not mention in a particular industry that I will also not mention, that so dominated importation of that product that if anyone ever brings in the product, they will flood the market with that product at a low price, such that your cost of your importation at that time cannot match the price you'll be selling it. And he will eventually turn back and buy from you at redemption level, redemption pricing. Okay, it just helps you. It just try to save you by buying it cheaper. And from your product, you will gain the lost ground. That is a predatory pricing strategy. Some big organizations use them to intimidate and to drive away some other small organizations. Sometimes when you come into a market, you're new and they see that you might be a threat. They can offer to buy you out of the market, and when you say no, they apply predatory pricing strategy to make you useless. Or sometimes they apply this so that they will come to buy you at redemption. When you will be struggling for survival, it will be cheaper for them to buy. So they use this predatory pricing strategy as a battle tool in the marketplace in various forms, and shapes. Then the seventh pricing strategy for today is called psychology pricing. Psychology pricing simply refers to the technique that sellers use to influence customers to respond on an emotional level rather than logical ones. Emotional levels. An example of that is just setting your price item at 599 naira. This is even proven to attract more customers than you setting the price at 600 naira, because they believe that human beings, our eyes and our brain work with the figures. The first one is 500. The 99 is non-consequential. It's 500. Even though it's 599, you see here that the difference in price is irrelevant. It's non-consequential. But then it is a reason why you make a decision. You see a price, the same product at 600 naira here. You will leave it and travel some distance to go and buy it where it is sold for 599. For goodness sake, it is 1 naira and you will never collect the change. You will never collect the change. Sometimes it's 599 naira, 99 kobo. You never collect half a kobo. Yet it has influenced you emotionally. You feel it is cheaper. So the sellers use this to appeal to the emotions of consumers. So sometimes you can use it. Okay, I'm sure many of us have been victim of that. You bought things, and at the end of the day, it's only when you go home you say, wait a minute, why did I do this long journey to go and buy things? Did I even collect the change? The truth is that you never collect the change. Even when you want to collect the change, they will tell you they don't have the change. Okay, they will apologize. They don't have the change. And then you move on. You have just been psychologically priced to buy what you would ordinarily have not been willing to buy. Then the last we'll be discussing today, the 8th pricing strategy, is the bundle pricing. Bundle pricing is simply a strategy whereby companies sell a package or set of goods or services for a lower price than they will charge if the customer bought all of them separately. Just like we have here. It is commonly used by beverage companies in Nigeria. You know, where they say, take for instance, they say you buy a crate of Coca-Cola, just for want of description, 1,000 naira. All their crates of their drinks, whether it is Coca-Cola, whether it is Fanta, whether it is Sprite or any other brand, it is 1,000 naira per crate of 24 bottles. All right. And then they ask you that if you buy one crate of Coke and one crate of Sprite, they are ready to sell to you at 1,800 instead of 2,000 naira. Or you will rush to buy because you sense that you're buying 2 crates of drink from the same company that you would have paid 2,000 naira for, but you're not paying 1,800. The honest truth there is that companies use this strategy to clear the stock of no-moving products. Sometimes they call it buy 2 and get 1 free. That's part of bundle pricing. Buy 2 and get 1 free. If you check it, actually, the price, they have recovered some money that would have been lost because that product was already constituting a lot of inventory challenge to them. They're having a lot of costs attached to it. Okay, so why do we need this pricing strategy? I'd like to get us back to it so that we don't forget. It's so that you will know the one that's applicable to you. Many businesses, by decision, upfront, choose where they will go. Are your customers in a niche market or are they in the mass market? Where they belong to, like I said earlier on, will influence to a great extent what strategy you will be able to apply. Don't just close your eyes and do. See, you don't do premium pricing except there is something extra you're giving. Sometimes, like I told people, you can operate in the 2 markets, in the niche market and the mass market, but there must be differentiation of your product. What is inside that loaf of bread? Eat the same thing, made from the same mixing, the same quality, the same size, but sometimes it's just the packaging, it's just the labeling that will be different. All right? So you must be ready in advance to know which way to go. You can't also be producing premium product and want to sell them at economy pricing. That will knock you out because that will completely negate cost plus policy. Cost plus policy is the leveler. That is the minimum that you can go unless there's other reasons why you're applying such a strategy. Your costs must never be higher than your selling price. If it is, you are already filtering away your capital because it's a loss that you're going to have. So find out the one that you can and apply them. Most of these things are done deliberately. That's why it's a strategy. That's why it's a plan. Thank you. And God bless. I hope we had a good time this morning. I had a great time myself. Each time I think about pricing strategy, I am so excited because it does me a whole lot of, it gives me a whole lot of training. So how about you? What will you do after now? I will expect that as you go into your business, you're going to sit down more. I think in our YouTube channel, we should be able to access this presentation again and listen to them over and over and over again so that you can master them. And I trust God that at the end of the day, even if you are in the mass market, you will be as profitable as those in the niche market. I mean, water business is one of them. Water business. Those who are selling the bottled water, a couple of years ago when I understood that the market of pure water in Nigeria was larger than that of the bottled water, I was shocked. Yes, yes. Because the mass market is a business of turnover. It's a business of turnover. Sometime before you sell one bottle, you have almost sold a whole pack of pure water. So that's how it is. Apply it and then go and grow and flourish in Jesus' name. Okay, so now we'll be breaking out. I want to seize this opportunity once again to draw our attention to our new application. It is called Seesaw application. We have introduced this application to make life easy for both the facilitators and the students. Originally, we started with our WhatsApp group. Your assignments were given on WhatsApp. You submit on WhatsApp. But the honest truth there is that we observe you can't even track your own submission. By the time you just posted in a class that started with 200 people, by the time you posted and 50 people, other people will post immediately after you, even you cannot track your own posting. But Seesaw takes you into not just a classroom, it gets you a locker, an electronic locker. All your posts are saved in a place. You can track your growth as you're learning in this thing. You can track it. Oh, my first day, this is what I produce. My second day, this is what I produce. My third day, this is what I produce. Okay, even after you have gone, you're done here. Sometimes we can decide to archive it, and when for any reason you request for it, we can regenerate it and give you a report on it. So please use it and save your work. It is also easier for the facilitators in particular to track your work, particularly as we're going into your final projects. Okay? Not only that, the pictures, all the pictures and videos we are posting on our WhatsApp group were almost sinking a lot of memory spaces for many of us. I said some time ago, I spent time to delete pictures and videos, audio, and even some audios, okay, of about 1.6 gig, unbelievable, from my WhatsApp, because at some point I couldn't even install an app. So I couldn't install it because I didn't have enough capacity until I had to go and delete all those pictures from my WhatsApp group page. So please apply that. Apply that, okay? Secondly, outside this application, we just spoke to us yesterday and also spoke to our leaders. We are trying to share the knowledge of what we have learned. Send us videos, a personal video of yourself. Tell us how you started in D-Sap and where you are now, what you're expecting, what you're anticipating. Tell us in a video of not more than 1 minute. In fact, 59 seconds will just be best at it, not more than 1 minute. We need as many of you as I can bring it. We want to share it on our social media platforms, and Daystar Christian Center will also want to share it on we share the best of our best in the social media platform of the church as well. And those of you who will not want to send the videos, please write and send to us. Send it to dsapmedia@gmail.com. dsapmedia, one word, @gmail.com. dsapmedia@gmail.com. Send them, and by next week we want to take or take the whole airwaves, as also begin to tweet, as we begin to Instagram, with hashtag D-Sap set 30. Thank you very much, and get ready to break out into our classes. God bless you.